Hello and welcome to the 153rd episode of the Gochuucast. We are 1 week away from the big 3-year anniversary, which I don't know if we're doing anything for particularly, but I guess we can tier list the new episodes, but that probably won't take up a whole episode, so I don't know. We'll figure that out next week.
Yep.
But yeah, let's see. I feel like I had things to talk about, but I just don't actually have anything like
I
more interesting than, than the usual.
yeah, I watched one. I think I'm still like, wait, let me
Actually,
just
I
check something.
do I do
Oh,
have
go ahead.
one
Go ahead
new
while I check
thing.
something.
So I just had like an itch, and so instead of catching up on things I should have caught up on, I actually started a new seasonal. I
Okay.
started watching the My Hero Vigilantes, and
Oh,
so I'm caught
yes.
up with that.
Okay.
And hey, this ship might clear the actual series. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm I've been saying this.
And it's like not even just like the content, like the actual like aesthetic for this anime is actually like so good. Um Now I mean, I guess like the main thing, I don't know, this is what My Hero could look like if they had more than like a year per season that they had to shit out 24 episodes.
Yes.
But this is like it's gonna be 13 episodes. It's gonna be, that allows it to be more polished. They probably had a bit more time to work on it. Um, I like that. Uh, Now the series does benefit from the fact that it can kind of slot in like cameo appearances from other people from the main series, and you don't have to really do any character explanation on them. So it gets like I guess free or like character. It gets more room to work with its main cast because it doesn't really have to introduce anyone else. Um,
It does do there's a couple character stories for like main season series characters that only happen in vigilantes, which is fun too. Not
I'm
necessarily to the point that like the season will show, but there's a couple arcs in vigilantes that like massively expand certain characters.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing this in like a prequel setting sort of way because in the main series you don't really see too much of Ida's brother, but he's
hmm
been generally introduced more recently in the anime for
There's
vigilantes, and I
also
think that's interesting.
well, you're caught up with My Hero ish. Um,
I'm
Spat, do you care about My Hero spoilers?
No, go ahead.
Okay, not that it'll mean anything. So, My Hero
Let's hear
spoiler
it.
warning. Anyway, um, one of the arcs of Vigilantes, if I remember correctly, actually revealed the Shirakumo twist before it happened in the actual series, which is the Aizawa's
Yeah,
friend from school.
interested.
It was either it revealed that early or it just showed the character early, and or both.
I'm gonna assume probably just showed the character as opposed
I
to
mean,
like
100% showed the character and gave like the story with the character. I don't think this series will get to that, but I don't remember if it did the twist in the series or if it was just like it gave us the character and there was enough there to kind of like make the theory. But people who are up to date with both series definitely had that theory before it was actually revealed because of it happening in Vigilantes.
yeah. I guess like even disregarding like actual My Hero stuff, I think just having this like like a more concentrated trio of characters makes it like much more interesting to follow this as opposed to like oh, we have a class of like 10 billion people, and none of them are gonna matter, but we have to pretend like they do. And so, yeah, I just like having these three here instead, probably. And it's interesting, like, I don't know, I think one of the I don't know, there's always a funny discussion around My Hero where it's like, oh, you don't need superpowers to be a hero. However, we are going to give you superpowers because you need to be beefed up here. But then we have like fucking Batman over here and vigilantes with the brass knuckles just going around. I don't know.
Was it
It's
Knuckle Duster? Is
yeah,
that his
knuckle duster. But yeah,
kind of goaded?
I've enjoyed this so far. I think the three characters have a good dynamic going on.
It's a
Uh,
nice, like, slightly different take on the My Hero universe too. Like, it's not drastically different, but it's still like that, just like slightly darker.
it's kind of funny so far. It's like the whole point is they're supposed to be like illegal here, like they're vigilantes. They're not supposed to be doing this shit. But like every time they run into a hero, they're like the heroes just don't give
The
a
hero's
shit.
like, "What's up?"
They're like, thanks, man, appreciate the help. So it's interesting to see. That might change at some point, and so if that does happen, I think that'd be interesting at the very least. Because so far, every hero they've come across has pretty much been like, yeah, it's a little dangerous, but fuck it. Like, bro gave our main character his fucking business card. Like, granted, he took it away afterward, but that I don't know. I've enjoyed this so far, so I don't regret starting it. Um, but yeah, that is something new that I started. Otherwise, I've just generally kept up with obviously our homework, but then also mainly just like the slice of life stuff I enjoy. Uh,
I was on vacation this week, so homework's good. Everything else, I'll get to it
Yeah,
eventually.
I watched one episode of Lazarus. I'm still episode behind. I watched that like a week back. Um, I don't know. My opinions on the show haven't changed. I don't have much to say, unfortunately. So
no, I mean I am caught up on the five that are out. The show just kind of sucks. I don't know. Like
yeah, I just don't like the characters. Like that, I feel like that's also like a big thing. I think forgot if you mentioned that last time, but like this episode like really made me realize that I just like don't like the characters, and I don't know. It's just
I know it's
whatever. I'll
not
keep
that I
watching because yeah.
don't like them, which I don't care about. Like, there's no reason for me to
Oh,
give a
yeah.
shit.
Okay. Sure.
They're
Sure.
just
Yeah. It's not like an active
vessels.
dislike. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just vessels by which the story goes.
Right.
None of
Yeah.
them really have. They have like a very baseline personality to all of them, and then
Mhm.
that's kind of like they just have to exist in that bubble for the entire time, and none of them are like interested enough within their bubble
Yeah.
for me to care.
Yeah.
Um, episode 4 had some fun action, I guess. Episode 5, oh my god, dude. I mean, I don't know. Spats on Twitter sometimes. You might have seen me tweet at a Lazarus clip from episode 5, but
Maybe.
there was there's a clip that was like, oh, the animation team cooked so hard for this, and then like I'm watching the clip and the episode, it's like, you ever played the, like, I don't know, like Black Ops 1 or some shit, and your internet starts to get funky and
Sure.
connection interrupted, you're just teleporting everywhere. That's what the scene felt like. It felt like they forgot to draw the in-betweens on like half the fight. It's like super jumpy. Like,
Let me
yeah,
see if I can find it. Uh,
it's like a couple. It's like you could bring up my profile and it's right there. It's not
where
really
can
much of
I
a
find?
spoiler. How it happens like 0.2 seconds in episode 5, basically. So if you watched episode
Yeah.
4, this
Yeah.
is basically just a preview to 5.
Okay.
But you'll see what I mean, where it's like
Okay.
a lot of the
What the hell?
movements are like extremely like as if it was like a stop motion fight where they
Oh,
just move too quickly from one action to the next.
yeah. Yeah. I'm watching it now. Okay. Yeah. I see it. Yeah. It doesn't look. It just does not look right. Like. Yeah, it's actually really weird. Like I don't know, it's like kind of disorienting. Just like it's not smooth and it's not like artistically not smooth. Like it just does not look good. I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah.
I feel like they could have played more with like the camera within the confine. It's like an elevator fight
Yeah.
scene, but they like kind of keep the camera like they kind of tease it at the start where they have like a little upward motion to like the bird's eye view, I
Oh yeah.
guess.
Top down
But
view.
then
Yeah.
after that, that's when the camera basically stays in one place as our characters just teleport around this fucking elevator. I don't know.
Yeah. It just looks so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I was not a fan of the rest of the episode is terrible too. I fucking hate. It's like spoilers for episode 5, I guess. But there's like you know how in movies they have like the fucking hacker battles where it's like just all the shits on the screen and things are going
Oh
awry.
yeah. Sure.
It's like one of those, and I hate the hacking in this is so comedy because just like this girl sits in her bubble of like computer text, like you don't know what the fuck is happening, dude. There's so much information that is like going on around you in your because it's not just one computer screen, maybe 2 or 3 you're looking at. It's like literally has like 100 windows open at once, just constantly spewing like as if like a command prompt was running just all this information, just running all this code, and I have to pretend like she actually can tell what's happening in all of this. It's just like, it's just so dumb. Anime hacking is like worse than Hollywood hacking, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. And Hollywood hacking. I mean, that's like
That's all that it's already
yeah.
bad enough. Like,
Yeah. It's already terrible.
yeah, this shit just took it to another level. I just don't care. I can't be bothered. We're gonna
Yep.
get like I don't know. I mean, we're basically halfway through, and we're gonna get to the end of this, and it'll have just been an anime of all time. Like, it's the most like
Yeah.
6 out of 10 show I've seen like ever.
I don't even know if I would give it a 6 out of 10 at this point. It's just like I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
not like it
It's
doesn't look. I don't want to like blow my brains out while watching it or anything. It's just like
oh sure, okay. It's not like
it's just
yeah, but
pain.
like
It's
I
like
don't know.
painfully average. Like 5.5, I know maybe for 5 to 6 out of 10. Like it's just not. It's like enough entertainment value. Like when they give me the breadcrumbs of entertainment with the action, it's like enough, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess speaking of breadcrumbs, Windbreaker finally added a second interesting character, but I don't know.
Let's go.
The first interesting character we're probably never gonna see again. But this one seems like they'll be around because they're actually part of like the school or whatever that the Windbreakers go to. So
Are they the
maybe,
windbreakers?
well, they're like called Bofurin, which I think
Which might translate.
I can't
I
remember.
see.
I think it translates into Windbreaker or something like I don't remember. Um, I'm just gonna call them the Windbreakers anyway. But yeah, I don't know. The season's definitely tried to focus more on character. Like kind of start. Like we had to like finish an action arc from the previous season that they stopped in the middle of, but then it's just been kind of like slow rolling it since. And I'm not really. I don't know. I think like the past like couple episodes have been decent for that, but every other time they've tried to focus on character, I haven't really been particularly invested. But yeah, otherwise, I've kept up on my big three of the season with Ninkoro, Mono, and Food for the Soul, but otherwise, I think that's all.
Slice of life stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured actually let me share a clip from Food for the Soul. Chill is very important to share, actually.
Okay.
Really important to share.
Extremely important to share.
Let's see.
Just such a
That
goofy
was
ass show.
loud. Why?
Oh my god. What? I don't get it.
It is kind of funny.
So like the premise of what's happening, the
Incredible.
context as to what's happening there is so the blonde girl they have is like she's friends with some of the people in the club, just like she's not wasn't initially part of it, but she was friends with everyone but our main character. And then she decided to join their club, but she's like deathly afraid of strangers, and so she asks the girl who you saw dancing in the clip to like try and make conversation starting easier to like liven up the room. And so what you don't see in there, she fucking bombs a pun and makes it really awkward. And then she's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna dance to liven up the
We're
mood.
just gonna, yeah.
And she starts dancing, just fucking kills the mood even more. I don't know.
She's doing her best.
She tried. Certainly tried.
It was a little bit of a funny clip. I just like their dead faces.
Yeah.
There's one I want to get to watching at some point, but I have yet to start it. As long as I'm behind on other stuff that I have started, I feel
Have you
like
watched Ninkoro since you watched the first 2 episodes?
no, I haven't watched anything because I've been going to a VGC competition.
Right.
But it's fine. It's over now. Surely that means I'll have time. Clueless.
Surely. The fucking latest episode for Ninkoro is so fucking funny. I love this show so much.
It's like Nikoro and the Upon a Witch's Death are both like high priority.
I'm 3 episodes behind on Witch's Death now.
I think I'm also 3 episodes behind.
Yeah, we'll deal with that eventually. 4 episodes behind on Can a Boy-Girl Friendship Survive, and I feel like I'm gonna like absolutely dread having to watch more than one episode of once of that shit.
Are you gonna
Don't know
binge
if
everything
I'll
at the end, or?
continue it. Episode 1 was fine. The problem was I didn't get the feeling from episode 1 that I was going to like any of these characters. But it's cute. Like they're cute characters. I mean, it's not cute.
Yeah,
It's fine. But
I
the
don't know.
the
I
characters are
can.
cute. I just didn't feel like I particularly liked any of the I didn't particularly like either of the girls, and I didn't care much for the guy.
Yeah, Blue Hair Elastic is my profile picture for like a week maybe, which for seasonal starting standards, kind of.
That's
I
not
usually
very
have
good.
like 3 throughout the season, and she barely lasted. So that's it's unfortunate. But yeah, I don't even know what the fuck I was gonna say. Yeah. Anyway.
I might
We have
come
our
back to it, but it's like
I don't. Well, if I suggest coming
on the
back to it.
priority list. I have much higher priorities. Even some like stuff I haven't started at all, I would probably go to before I go back to that. Also, because I know a couple people started reading it after the first like little bit of the anime, and they were also mainly Rash were
Yeah,
like,
like big no.
not yeah, not their favorite thing either.
Just feel like I
Although
don't
Luke liked
feel
it.
like I've seen a single thing of like. Well, Luke's read like a bit of the manga version. I think this is the light novel, which I'm assuming Resh read. I don't think I've seen good things about this. Like generally, people are like, yeah, they're really cute, and then everyone is like trying to discuss how awful of people these characters are in like later volumes and stuff. I'm like, oh boy, I don't know. I think I saw it's like, dude, it was 10 or 11 volumes of this shit. Like, there's no way that this series can healthily progress through 11 volumes. I just don't know if there's enough there
I
for that.
kind of agree. I don't know what they're doing for 11 volumes.
I guess you'd say that about most rom-coms, but like, I don't know. Anyway, Uh, so if no one has anything else, I could randomize our what's it called a bit.
Yeah, I'll just do the homework. I actually have a lot. Well, I have quite a bit to talk about for two of the
Someone's
anime,
really
maybe
excited to
not for
talk about
one.
our homework. What's the one that
Yeah,
you don't have a lot to say for?
you'll find out, I guess.
Probably Summer
What do you,
Pockets.
what? I mean, I feel like Summer Pockets. Eh, I mean, it had some stuff to talk about, but at the same time, I guess when you put it that way, it didn't have a lot to talk about.
Anyway,
Like I said, you'll find out.
let me randomize the order here. All right, so Forma, Summer Pockets, Witch Watch. All right, we will be doing. All right, the reverse order of the usual. Your Forma will be first, followed by Summer Pockets and Witch Watch.
Shit. Okay.
Your
All right.
form is kind of just like in an awkward spot for me right now.
So we actually have 2 episodes of Your Forma to go
Yep.
from.
We
Uh,
do.
they're both gonna blend in my mind, even though I just watched them. So I guess we don't have to like specify like let's
I
start with
watched
episode
them
5
both.
and then 6.
I
So
watched them
Yeah, I mean
both
it's the
today.
same arc basically, so it's
yeah,
fine.
so this is an interesting direction, I guess. I
So
feel
this
like
is like another thing though. Like so I understand she's lost the ability to like use the
brain
brain
dive.
dive to the capabilities that she was capable of. Like they had the line where they were like, "You're essentially a normal person now,"
Yeah.
right? But here's like this is what I said with the last arc, and this is what I kind of feel with this arc. I didn't have enough time with her like being the brain dive genius for this to really have an effect on me.
I feel like we desperately needed volume 1 for this show, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what all was in volume 1, obviously, but like we've seen her brain dive once, and she
Well, I don't know
like
about once.
maybe
It's
twice.
definitely been it's been a few times, but like
Do you
they're
think
never like
so?
super.
Maybe.
They don't feel very long and impactful, right? We just kind of have get like a splurge
Yeah, I guess
on.
I think of the one major one when she brain dove into the dude's brain, and he was like, "Make sure you get all the way in there," and she didn't.
Uh,
But yeah, and like I can like, somewhat picture how this story arc is going to kind of take place, but I don't necessarily love either that they've set up the whole like her losing her brain dive abilities as like, yeah, it's basically impossible for people to like gain back their abilities because I'm like, she's the main character. I roll. I don't know what the twist is going to be, but I'd be very shocked if we exit
I mean, it's got to
um
be something to
this
do
arc
with
and she's not.
because she's taking the
It's
drugs
something
or
to do with the
whatever.
medicine
Yeah,
that
to
she's been given. Yeah,
suppress her PTSD, which
I assume it's also suppressing her powers in some way, right?
I mean, yeah, there's that, and then, I don't know.
Or
It's
something
she's
along
also
those
like
lines.
refusing to talk about her problems. It's probably not ideal, but
The doctor
um,
did mention like stress and stuff like that is like one of the factors.
I like how like literally they didn't even like attempt to get like this prodigy of a brain diver back. Like they're just like, yeah, well,
They just
it's
fire her
over. Yeah,
immediately.
it's like, yeah, you're being transferred. Sorry about that.
Yeah. It well, I guess to be fair,
I guess if the precedent is like you can't get them back, it's like, well, fuck,
yeah.
whatever.
Like they've
Gotta
basically
move on.
never heard of someone. So they talked about how it was rare for people to
Gain,
improve
improve.
in the with the other cyber inspector, right?
Right,
But it sounded like in terms of like people losing that ability, it was basically impossible, right?
right.
So by that logic, I get it because they're probably like, well, there's nothing to be done.
Yeah, I mean, like theoretically though, if someone can improve, then like someone can also gain back. I almost like the point is like once you take the step back, like you're not getting another step forward.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like
no,
permanent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something that they mentioned one of Harold's uh motivations, I guess, to like solve the murder of some dude. We ever
Solve the
hear
murder
that
of.
was surely
So
volume one, right?
so
Like I don't.
that's
Am I dumb?
the. I mean, yes, but we kind of.
It's probably something we
It's the
like quickly went
husband
over.
of the girl that um was attacked in the last
Oh, yeah,
arc.
the Daria.
Daria. It's her husband. Which, if I
Okay,
remember right, is
I'm vaguely remembering now. See,
yeah.
I bet I would have known that motherfucker more if we had volume
If we had
one,
volume one.
and I wouldn't
Yes.
have forgotten that he got clapped up.
Um but yeah, so we get like a overarching character motivation for him,
Yeah,
which is good.
I don't
Which, I
know.
mean, by that logic, we really don't have like an overarching character motivation for her, which is maybe also going to be part of like this.
Yeah,
But
I feel like I'm not as invested in the start of this arc so far, which like
I feel like I could have been more invested in the start of this arc
if we had
if
volume one.
if yeah, like the stakes are there, but I don't feel like I fully appreciate them at the same time, you know. Um Also because like I don't have the context for how her losing her abilities, like how much of that it even like a difference that is to her character,
Yeah,
that it's like get it, like the things that you're saying to me, but also by the end of the arc it's probably just going to be fixed in one way or another, right?
right.
um which is always a thing, but it's even feels even more like a thing here. So um and the arc in general, with it being basically the hunt for like the biggest conspiracy theorist around, is like a fine plot, but I'm not like that crazy into it either, because it's just like a dude for
Yeah,
society.
I think it makes sense for the world, at the very least, to have like the four technology, anti-technology, because like obviously this your former shit's like
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
extremely invasive, but like one of the things I'm interested with it though, because they had that pandemic or whatever that was supposed to be like the start of this world,
Yep.
um, and so if the technology that saved what fucking year are they in this show? Are
Is
they in
it 20?
2020 something?
I thought it was 2023.
See that? Oh,
Your former
that's so
year.
2023. Yes.
Okay. I guess that makes more. I was gonna say like it's odd to me that like there are people without the Your Forma thing. If like in 1992 there was this big pandemic that like pretty much forced the world to use this technology. But I guess people born after that would technically like have a choice, I suppose, as to whether
I mean,
they want
that's
it or not.
31 years.
Yes, there's like
But
could be a reasonable amount of people who maybe don't want it and didn't need it at the time.
yeah, we also don't know how long it actually took to develop that as well. We just know that 1992 was the pandemic,
Right,
and 2003 is the current year where everything's kind of like there is a solution of some sort.
right.
I'm also kind of curious how the Your Forma like
Stops the pandemic.
actually solved the viral encephalitis.
Uh, you know,
Like
let's. I mean, encephalitis. Oh, okay, let's. Encephalitis is an inflammation of the brain.
yeah.
So, like,
yes.
I guess there's some form of like. Uh,
And I mean it probably ties into they keep, especially in the newest episode, I'm sure it's been used beforehand, but they kept using the term biohacking.
Yeah,
a
so
few
like
Yeah,
different
that was
times.
mentioned. Yeah.
I guess there's like you can like hack the brain in a sense to like do things with
Yeah.
your body. And so like
So
if
my thought is like utilizing the power of the Orforma. Maybe it's more along that lines where it's like what's actually curing the viral encephalitis is the ability to do the biohacking thing, and the Orforma is kind of just the medium that made it able to do that. Anyway,
yeah, maybe we'd
it's
have the answers to this. We had volume one. The infamous
it's
volume
possible.
one's gonna piss me off because like there all these questions we have, like I wonder the answers could just be there. We
Wonder
just
how many
don't
are in
know.
there.
Yeah.
So
Um,
wait, the biohacking thing, like, wasn't wasn't it just mentioned like in the episode that it's like I forgot the exact term she used, but they were talking about like how her data processing abilities just got worse. So like biohacking can like help fix that. Is that like the only thing they said about it, or was there like did I miss like another
so
mention
she
of like
did.
it's
She made the comment where she was like, "I heard by using biohacking, you can like increase someone's ability," which I feel like isn't going to be a one-off comment because I
yeah, I
I
don't.
feel like it's probably going to relate directly to the cyber inspector that
Hmm.
also happens to have had like an abnormal increase in her abilities.
Yeah.
But then I also am like, I kind of like
Oh
her,
yeah.
and I don't want her to be like bad or anything like that, right? Like she
Oh, you
hasn't
mean
done
the new
anything.
girl?
The new
Or
one, yes.
yeah, you don't want her to. Okay, sure.
I don't want her to be like a bad guy. I
Okay.
just she can
You
be like
think
a
she's
friend,
like
you know?
nefariously like biohacking to like? Yeah, I mean, no, I don't know.
I don't think so. Like
Okay.
I mean, you never know. I haven't gotten that vibe or anything from her. We
Yeah,
obviously
she doesn't
have
seem suspicious to me or anything, but I don't know. Who
we
knows?
obviously have
I
the plot
well,
line opening up with her brother and all of that. I don't know what that's gonna necessarily mean for any of this, but
yeah. I guess the only thing I'm like suspicious of is like the ability to like increase those abilities over time. Like I don't know. That's just like
yeah, I mean,
I
I
guess
don't think
that's
it's a
something that's
coincidence
yeah, yeah.
that within like 3 minutes of um
Meeting her, that she's
having
gonna
the
know it.
conversation about
Yeah.
like, oh, with biohacking it's possible for someone's abilities to increase, and then meeting a character who's notably a rare case of someone's abilities increasing.
Mhm.
That feels too convenient to be not an intentional thing, but we don't know the circumstances yet, of course.
Right. Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, the whole, because then we had the father daughter plot line that's kind of going on, which isn't all that interesting to me, but it's like, okay, well, we're getting more character development for the side character Biga, so that's not innately a bad thing.
Okay,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
have I had a thought, right? Um I mean this goes to show how interested I was in the start of this arc, but do you think so what is Harold built like? Do you think he has a wiener? Do you think it's like a Barbie doll down there?
I think knowing that he was created by the Dr. Lexi, who is basically trying to just like recreate or like as close to like functioning person as possible, I'm gonna say he's probably packing.
All right, because I felt like there's some tension between him and the new girl. Then my brain just started thinking like, what, like, does he have that? Like, what are the romantic capabilities of these robots?
I feel like I'd be more surprised if he doesn't, just knowing his creator.
We'll probably never know, unless Volume One has penis size specifications for the robots. But I don't think that. I think that's the case.
That'd be insane.
I also would like to say, getting back on track, this whole like plot line going on right now, also with the conspiracy theories, keeps referencing some case with this dude named Elias. And not to
Yeah,
bring up the infamous Volume 1
Volume 1.
again, but they keep referencing it in a way where I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to know information about it,
They
and I
kept
don't.
mentioning it. I'm like, did I miss something? And am I stupid? Like, is this my fault? I'm glad I'm not the only one having this problem.
I
I've just kind of like
believe,
accepted it and just wait till I find out, and
yeah,
then
I
end up
just think
confused. I don't
it's
know.
odd. It's odd for them to be like blatantly referencing the case that has probably been cut out of the anime so far. Unless like this second arc is going to be extended by like giving us breadcrumbs about that whole case, but I don't know. It kind of feels like they could have done some of that last arc too, and they really didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So I got
think.
no idea.
Just
Yeah, I think.
Schrodinger's Volume 1. Every problem we
Schrodinger's
have
volume one.
could be in Volume 1, could not be. We all know until we open it.
Yeah,
It just
like I
makes
said,
me feel
it's
bad
kind of
because
given
it's
up
like
on that, but
realistically, I don't think it's had that big of an effect, but the things that it's had an effect on are like glaring. They're referencing this whole conspiracy theory about this case with Elias and the cover-ups and everything. But I don't know anything about the case with Elias or the cover-ups or anything, so I don't have like a place I can stand with it other than like, yeah, F the bad guys. They're definitely full of shit, you know?
Yeah. I find it very hard to take this group seriously when they're called E.
Yeah.
Like when they called them
E.
E, I had to pause. I should have laughed myself a little bit and then keep going. Like,
I mean, E's such like an inside joke for us too, so it's like even worse.
yeah, like join call. Like we literally start. I laughed myself when I joined this fucking call because we said E. We always say E,
We
just to
always say E.
just a sound check. E. And so just
E.
yeah, it's so stupid. We couldn't have come up with a better name. People are like very openly part of like this basically terrorist organization too. Like it's insane. Like everyone just wears E hat. Like where does this guy fucking make money off
It
merch? Like where do they get
is
all these E hats
the
and
merch, the
stuff from?
branding.
I mean, he's
it
got a
is
hell of a
definitely
brand.
weird having people just like wear the merch.
Yeah, like there's a dude with a tattoo, whatever. I can get that, but like they just have like, do they have like an online
They
store
just
for
walked
like
in with the
members to?
hats.
They got a gift shop at like their hidden locations. Like what are we doing here? I don't know.
I'm interested also in like I guess the I'm kind of predicting some sort of conflict, which I guess is kind of obvious, but also I don't know. That was the thing I focused on for the past couple episodes. But like I feel like there's going to be some sort of conflict between like the old inspector and like the new one that um he has. Like I just feel like that's like in the next like 2 or 3 episodes. I feel like that's just going to be like
I mean, probably, but then it like comes back to where I'm kind of like, I kind of want the new inspector to still be like a character in a way where it like I don't want her to just secretly be E or something like that, you know?
oh yeah. Well, I don't know if she's a villain, but I do think like yeah, I just think there's going to be some sort of like some sort of struggle or something between them. Like it just seems like with the way yeah, it just seems like with the way the
It's
characters have like kind of I guess have reoriented themselves in this new arc. It just feels like there's going to be some sort of conflict. But yeah, I agree. I don't know if she's like I don't have any really strong reason to believe that she's like a true villain or anything. It's just
The problem to me is like I don't really want her to be a true villain, but like I think the way that light novels and anime write a lot of times it would be like when I'm saying with her just like secretly just being E the whole time, right? Like that's the
Mhm.
kind of shit that I feel like you see more often in stuff like this than just like new character introduced, oh she's a good girl, you know. And the reality will probably fall somewhere in the middle, but
Right.
Okay, so if we think about it, she has we're going through all this biohacking shit to like fix mentals and stuff. She'll probably try and like she's probably like an E sympathizer or something, because like she maybe wants to heal her brother. I don't know. There's
Mhm.
definitely potential for her to be maybe not evil, but like well-intentioned villain.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my
yeah,
current
she could
thoughts.
operate in a gray area somewhere.
Yeah, I think she'll
Yeah.
have some random moral gray area, or she fucking won't. Who knows? I think it's one of the two. I don't think she'd just be straight up like evil, but you never know.
This is like unrelated, but I could not take the biohacking thing term seriously. I feel like biohacking is like that thing that like people eat like
It doesn't feel
superfoods
like
and
a
stuff
real
to like
thing, right? Yeah.
yeah, they eat like superfoods to like extend their lifespan by like 5 years or whatever the hell. Like that's like what I think of biohacking. That's what I think. But yeah.
And they mentioned I
That
forgot
makes me feel like maxing.
they
Like the way that
mentioned
Yeah.
people use the word maxing right now.
they
Yeah, I'm
mentioned
biomaxing.
Biga like ruined the career of her ballerina cousin or something. Like
And
she
I
fucked up
don't
the
fully understand why.
yeah, like how did biohacking fuck that up? You like take away her ability to walk by accident, like try to cure the common cold, you accidentally fucking obliterated her legs, like what happened there? I feel like I needed
Fed her
more
too many
information.
flax seeds or whatever. Yeah.
Too many, not enough, too many essential oils, like too much fish oil or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
like really
yeah.
fucked up
Too
her.
many seed oils. That's like the new yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're in like an awkward area right now for because now that we kind of have like a whole like a lot of the discussion early on when we were watching this was kind of how the world functions, meeting our new character, or our main characters, stuff like that. But now they're like somewhat established. It feels like that stuff isn't like a question anymore. And so now, like with a world established and all these other things that keep in like popping up that we aren't really getting explanations for, it's I don't know. There's a lot that I could use elaborated on. I don't mind, like, obviously not being handheld is a good thing, but I feel like, you have to, like, toss me a bone every now and then for information on how this shit works.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Alright. Moving on to Summer Pockets, which I believe, yeah, Summer Pockets of Witch Watch we only need to discuss one episode, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we found a pirate ship, I
We
guess.
did find a pirate ship.
I think this pirate ship would be, like, it's not like it's that hidden. Like, it's pretty, like, it's on the edge of the island. There's a cove that enters it. And, like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of there. Though, unless maybe it is, like people on the island know about it. And, like, because these two goobers aren't on the, like, they're not from the island. Maybe they just wouldn't know about it, I guess. I don't know. And I guess that's not too important. But yeah, we went on an adventure. If they don't, or if he doesn't find out that he was there in the past, I'm gonna bash my skull against the wall.
Lose
Because
it.
Bro,
Yeah,
literally,
it's so obvious now. They have
he's
like three
literally
flashbacks
just
in this episode. It's
he's
like,
literally just having memories of it. Like
yeah,
it doesn't even feel like he hasn't figured it out yet. It just feels like he hasn't said it.
yeah, there are times where I'm like, it feels
he's
like
in
he
denial.
he finally figured it out, but he's also not like they're not saying it. Neither of them are fucking saying it, and it pisses me off. Like I don't know, you
Maybe she
remember.
doesn't remember. I don't know.
You got to
Maybe she
remember by
doesn't
now.
remember.
Like, there's no way like you went on this big walk and then you go through this cave, and then you find a fucking pirate ship. You're gonna remember the pirate ship. Like, you're a kid, you find a big ass pirate ship, you're remembering that shit. Like, I think it, like, one of the points of the episode was like, she was making too big of a deal out of like summer memories specifically, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, it makes sense to me that she like very much remembers all this because she never really had many other summer
This was her
vacations to like
one.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like her big moment. But I don't give a fuck who you are. You're remembering you found that pirate ship, and that pissed me off.
Well, that's why it's like his whole thing is like, her making too much of summer memories and all of that, and I'm like, so is the plot here like he just like regularly forgot? Like it's not even just like he has weird MC amnesia. It's just, you know,
I mean, this is
this
why I say
summer
it's
was
just a
that
really,
important to remember.
really
Yeah,
shitty anime trope where dudes just forget their entire childhood, or like, and everyone else always fucking
Yeah.
remembers.
I know, it's just crazy to me that they're like not even trying to have there be any type of like memory thing with him. It's just like, yep, he just forgot normally.
And you know what? Speaking of flashbacks, I don't know. This might just be the way the anime adapted it. His swim thing could not have been that big of a deal, right? Was he in national? Like, was he on like the big stage in nationals or something? Like, he said, like, he let the team down, but it didn't seem like this isn't like give like PTSD, can't swim anymore type of fuck up. I feel
I
like
mean, even if it was like a high school competition, I don't know. I mean, that
I don't know.
stuff can
He's
mess
pretty
you up.
dramatic.
it feels like he jumped in the water after her when she fell in like the other episode,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like
Right.
And he
he
like,
nearly drowned,
yeah,
and yet like he didn't really. I don't know, it's just like the way they showed it. I don't. Maybe my personal opinion is that
I
the
mean,
visual
I
novel
agree.
did not. The visual novel probably didn't really show what happened. It just
Show what
mentioned
happened.
it,
Yeah,
and so the anime was like, "Fuck, how do we flash back to
we
this?
gotta put something in
We
here.
gotta we gotta put something here." And so they had to like make something up, but like, I don't know, like it looked like he might have like gotten a little bit of water in his mouth or some shit whenever he was swimming, and and it like
Yeah,
kind of maybe got down the wrong pipe, kind of fuck with him, and he had to
like
stop swimming.
maybe, yeah.
But like, it just didn't. I mean, I'm not.
It
I've
didn't
never
feel
been in that situation. It
traumatic.
didn't feel like that big of a deal. Like, yeah, you fucked up. It's tough. It sucks, but it's like ruined your capabilities to swim and like give you like straight up trauma. Like, I mean, you'd have some level of
I don't know.
trauma
Yeah.
from that, but like, I mean, this is like debilitating trauma.
Yeah, I don't
These
think it's like.
consequences.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
except
probably just
then
like made more dramatic than it actually is, obviously. But it's like probably just brings back
I
memories for him. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
think he's just a dramatic person.
He is very
He's just a
dramatic.
Anime
big
opened
baby.
up.
Yeah,
Anime opened up with what was the shit
big
he said
fucking
on the
baby.
ship?
He's a bird with a broken wing or some shit.
Bird with a broken wing,
Oh my gosh.
something
He,
along those
Yeah,
lines.
that's pretty
he
I think
dramatic.
he's I think he's a little bit of a drama queen, which respect.
yeah, fair enough, I
But
guess. But
um, it kind of almost feels like because we've spent now like 3 episodes with this character on the adventure for the ship. So it makes me wonder if like the format of this anime is instead going to be kind of like mini versions of all of their arcs
we still got a lot of
or something of
episodes
those.
left though, and there's not that
No,
many
I
like
know.
characters to go through, so I don't really know what the plan is.
Yeah, and I mean obviously it's not like after we finish this she'll be gone. It's just interesting to me. Like I don't know how the novel is formatted, but um it's odd that we've basically only seen her for like 2.5 episodes. Only because it's like I feel like especially early on in visual novels, there's like so much mixing of just like scenes with all the characters, like we had in the first couple episodes. So the
Yeah,
fact that we're now so deeply into one character's like entire arc
yeah. I
makes it feel like,
wonder
okay, this is
if
interesting.
her
That
like how far her route goes beyond this, because it does feel like
Past couple episodes have just been her basically, right?
it
So
feels like this is what I would think of as like her traditional arc.
it's also
Depending
it's
how
definitely
in
not
depth,
long enough to be like a full
like a
visual novel
full, yeah,
route.
I would agree.
So yeah, I have no idea how this is gonna progress from here.
It's also
Um,
possible this is just like a um, normal arc in the visual novel that's not even like to a branched part.
feels pretty branched. I don't know.
I
Like
agree.
the moment we started cutting off like all contact with all the other characters, like okay, we're locked in. Like this is the direction we're taking right now. Um, I guess we'll just have to find out at some point. Um, it's I don't know, 'cause it's interesting. I don't know how we're gonna weave our way into some of these other, because we have like a very clear direction with this one where she knew him from before and they have like a very specific connection.
Hmm.
We know Shiroha, the white haired girl, they'll be connected by swimming in some capacity. She's swimming for whatever reason, learning to swim, and obviously he has the past swimming connections. But then we just got two more motherfuckers that like we don't. We have Lighthouse Girl. We don't know jack squat about her, and
Makes
then
me interested also that when they were going up to the ship, she made the comment about like someone should be waiting there for her.
I mean
And
think
I'm just
she
curious what that'll mean.
I think she was talking about him and like
I'm
hoping that he will
assuming it's
remember.
supposed to be hoping he, yeah.
We ended the episode like as we got to the pirate ship, right? I'm not crazy. There wasn't anything after.
Yes,
yeah,
it
yeah.
ended. It ended as they saw the pirate ship. We didn't actually get the pirate ship like content yet.
I feel like next episode is going to be critical for my understanding where we're gonna go
Of
from
yeah,
here. Uh, I actually thought I got like hardcore spoiled on this episode. It actually confused me for a little bit until I actually watched it. Because I was just scrolling Twitter and then someone's like, "Oh my god, they kissed." I'm like, "Wait, what the fuck? Like, white hair girl's not in game, or like, are they gonna like have a fling here? Like, what's going on?" And then it's like, oh, it was fucking CPR. Like,
Mhm.
okay, man. All right,
a
buddy.
classic.
Classic. Which I don't know. Fucking mouth to mouth shit's always so funny because like motherfuckers are not doing like the pumps to like actually make that mean anything. I don't know. There's
Bro,
breathing
there's so
Yeah,
many
just
like tropey things in the past episode. I was like, there's like one thing after another after another.
this anime is like infinitely hornier than I ever could have expected. Like
Yeah, I was
I
like,
was
okay, it happened
not.
once or twice. The
Yeah,
shower thing or whatever, like catching the girl, like
changing.
when changing
You know what's
like
happening at the
in episode
start
2.
of
But I was like,
the
I thought that
thing.
would be over after that, but
Yeah, I'm
like,
like
nah.
we're at the start of the visual novel. You know, you gotta throw people their bones. I guess visual novel fans and all that.
Yeah, throw
But
people their bones, no pun intended, but yeah.
I was not
okay.
expecting to see basically just raw titties this episode.
You're just like, I was looking, bro. Oh my gosh, the guy's yeah. It's I don't know. I
Yeah,
got kind of mad,
I'm not
Loki.
gonna I'm not gonna complain, but it was definitely
This
not
guy.
expected.
Yeah,
Especially because like
that's
I'm
pretty
just
much
like
what I'm saying.
don't this just doesn't feel like a thing Key usually does. At least, I don't know. I've only seen Clan Ed and then a little bit of Canon, but like it doesn't feel like a thing that they do. Not that they like are devoid of all fan service at all times, but like this is like the most tropey I've ever seen them go with that. Um, yeah, whatever visual novel moment.
Visual novel moment for sure.
I wonder if this game has like a. I don't feel like Key would have like an R18 version of their game. Surely not. I feel like a lot of visual novels
Probably
do that.
not. I mean,
No.
this is somewhat newer in the scope of Key, right? Wasn't this like
Let's see, air pockets.
2017 or something?
I want to say it was 2017. 2018. Yeah. Okay.
I would be surprised.
Yeah, no, probably not. It's interesting though. I don't know. Summer Pockets app on Google Play. What the fuck?
There's an app?
Now I gotta check this out. Son of a bitch. Let's see. Reflection Blue, which was released in the summer of 2018, has a new route and a new heroine added to the PC game, which became a hot topic. I guess they just have the game as a fucking smartphone app. What? It's kind of
Like,
wild. Looks like they added a red hair girl.
is this on like the Play Store?
Yeah, it was like the Google Play Store.
There is in fact a red-haired girl. Okay.
She's listed as a
Oh shit.
background character for the anime, so I don't think we're
Oh,
actually. I
okay.
think it's probably just gonna follow the original. What's it called? We're not actually gonna get her route, I guess. But um, I guess it's just they just have the visual novel on.
I don't think it's the full thing.
Let me look at my phone
I
because
mean,
I'm
maybe
looking
it
on my
is.
PC right now. Summer
The about
Pocket.
this game looks like it's badly translated, but it says the route of the old heroines has been greatly reduced.
Okay.
But then it also doesn't like read like a real sentence. So I'm like, I don't know if that's a translation thing or a. How are there in-app purchases for this?
This may be a questionable download. I can't even tell what companies like. It's all like Japanese characters and stuff. They probably like forked this to some company probably came up to them like, hey, we can like a phone version of this. And like, okay, sure. And then, I'm gonna translate this company name. Visual Arts Incorporated. Visual Arts Incorporated. It's a publishing company in Japan. That's all I know about it. Okay, well,
I'm not
not
entirely sure that
important.
this app is in English.
It's probably not, if I had to assume.
No, it's not. It's definitely in
I'll be
Japanese.
downloading viruses.
As I'm reading and looking around, definitely this app is just in Japanese.
Well, it's not a virus. His Visual Arts is one of the developers for this.
It's also not a virus because it's just
It also has
on
a,
the Play Store.
I mean, sure. There's a 4.7.
I
It has a 4.7 rating. I feel like that's pretty good. Like,
It's pretty good.
okay, anyway, whatever.
Okay, most of these reviews are from a few years ago. Maybe there's an English version now.
Maybe. I mean, there's an English version. It's on Steam, so I mean,
Steam has an English version, yes.
I can't imagine it'd be too difficult to just fucking make that. Like fork over those translations.
Yeah, but this has also been here for 7 years based on 6 or 7 years based on the reviews. And
Yeah.
I believe still is probably just in Japanese. So I think the window has probably passed for adding an English version to the app.
If I can like look into the Steam version, they have like mini games in this visual novel, which isn't like uncommon, I guess. Which is funny. There's like a ping pong fucking mini game
Let's
against the glasses
go!
guy. There's some weird card game against him too. I don't really know what's going on there.
Let's go ping pong mini game. I'm
This
in.
series is such an enigma so far. I don't know what to think about it.
I do kind of agree with that. Like, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not sure what like the direction we're going in or anything is.
Yeah. I feel like the plot's not gonna like really plot until we get to White Hair Girl's Road. But we'll see. Like we don't like we have no idea where the fuck we're going. We have 26 episodes to get through 4 routes. And this we had the beginning of the visual novel in the first like 3 episodes, and the past like couple have been this route. So I just don't know how like what the allocations are gonna be, especially because we don't know the content, obviously. But
Mm-hmm.
all right, on to Witch Watch. So we had
It's
like
just so
th-
funny, actually.
we had what three little stories in this one.
Yeah,
The
so we had the teacher,
Yeah,
yeah the
the,
teacher
the
student
poop guy.
the
interaction,
otaku teacher.
yeah, poop guy, and then cat girl.
Um,
Yeah,
I feel
bro,
like there's
my
not too much to.
umbrella, the goat, the umbrella's gone, bro. I'm so
The
sad,
umbrella is gone.
actually.
It's so
Um, I feel like we can start with the teacher. There's not like too much to say about the little teacher story,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was kind of funny.
it was wholesome.
Just like it was wholesome, yeah. Having the student be like her favorite artist currently, it just kind of like I don't know. I guess it's fun because the whole like teacher personality was like she's secretly a big manga fan and everything, right?
And she
And
feels like
that's
she can't like discuss that.
yeah. So it's kind of fun for her to have someone to like discuss that with. I feel like that gives more potential to what you could do with that, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like usually it's kind of the opposite, where like maybe the teacher breaks the student out of their shell a little bit, but this time it's like
The student just being like,
student being like,
"Why?"
please talk about this fucking manga with me. They're fucking they're Fujioshis. They're funding the industry.
Yeah, the teacher just like blowing her cover at every turn.
I'm glad that fucking student noticed it. Like, there's literally no way. Like, this is too obvious here.
There kept being more things too. And so when she pulls out the fucking keychain, is like, oh yeah, you dropped your limited edition
Yeah,
fan only keychain, one of one type shit, and it's when she got to that, I was like, ah, we checkmated. I understand.
she's fucking with her the whole time.
She knew.
Yeah, so like,
Um,
there's gotta it can't be like whenever I thought it was gonna end whenever it's like yeah you literally have the manga at your desk right here, like just chilling. But then yeah, the keychain was it's the final uppercut, the ultimate move.
I also liked how much detail they put into what exactly the fan art was, so we fully understood. Like, oh yeah, this is a battle shonen, but in particular, we're dealing with fan artists that like to ship the two male characters that have minimal interaction in the series, and so it's like, oh okay, I know what part of the fandom we're in.
They started giving like the whole backstory of this fake manga. I'm like, oh my god, like chillax.
I was like, oh my god,
I'm not gonna remember. I actually kind of like zoned out there, so like I'm not gonna need to remember this
yeah.
for anything.
They're
Like,
like, she starts talking about the composition of the art and how it reflects like their relationship to each other and all this stuff, and I'm like, god, I love the like way that the author writes this series, because it sometimes just feels so like, I don't want to say nerdy, but in like kind of an endearing way it is, right? Just so like on like brand or informed, I guess, with a lot of the things they do.
yeah. So,
But yeah,
teacher would definitely be like a Baku Deku shipper.
yeah, or like a Baku Kirishima shipper. based.
See, at least that one has like some level of maybe like a little bit of sense to it. I guess I don't know. Anyway, fucking My Hero
The
ships,
problem
dude.
is the way she described these two characters. It wasn't even like it was the two male leads or anything. It was like two male characters that exist together and like have some form of respect for each other. And that's what made me laugh because it didn't even feel like Bakudeku level to me from the way that she described it. It felt like
I mean, yeah, it's
mm,
like the average like BL shipper in like non BL series, like just to grasping at
yeah.
straws to like force these two together in whatever way they can. Just whatever, all the power to you, I guess. It's just I don't know. As long as you're not like the My Hero fandom, then it's whatever. It doesn't mean anything. But
Like you're specifically not the My Hero fandom here.
yeah, specifically
Well,
not the My Hero fandom.
All others are good.
I don't know. I mean, probably not, but I don't know. The My Hero fandom is the only one that like bleeds into my timeline sometimes, where I just see people arguing about fucking like Deku, Bakugo, Ochako shit. I'm like, oh my god, I don't care. I literally haven't even finished reading
Yeah.
this fucking series. There's no way this is on my timeline right now. So anyway,
yeah.
next we learn a little bit more about Nico's goals with the Poop Man.
Yep.
Um, where she needs to help X amount of people, and then her
To
gem
collect
turns
a
white.
It
hundred,
turns
a
white. Yeah.
thousand
Yeah, it
tears in
needs
a
to
year
collect
or
a
something.
thousand tears of joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oddly similar but different plot line.
yeah, I mean, she just needs to help people to become a full-fledged witch, I don't know however long that takes.
Yeah, arbitrarily they're like, oh, the wand is updated, so it's slightly closer to white now. Um,
How many
so
people do you think can
arbitrary
you like
amount of progress.
game the system, or is there like some magical being watching over
If
this
you help someone
stone?
like a lot, does that like increase it a lot?
Yeah,
Is it
can I
yeah.
spam like one person to help? Like if someone like I
Every
don't know.
time Poop Guy has to use the spell,
Yeah, is that
can I
like
get a
a
+1?
yeah, can we only get like a one person deal type of thing? Like
I
because
did think it
I
was
feel like
funny.
if he has to if we get a point like every time he goes to poop, I feel like that's a pretty good farming like
Yeah.
strategy right there.
And then you start like feeding him like laxatives and stuff, so he just goes more
Yeah,
often. So you just
just
yeah. I mean,
just really
I think
game
we
the
figured out
system
a
here.
good plan.
Let's fucking go.
She needs to take some notes from us.
Let's get into Witch Watch. Like, if we help her, do we get points? We're not
It
using
was
magic, I guess.
yeah, it was funny to
Okay,
me
goes back.
as they like explain the spell with the arm crossing thing. And I'm sitting there before the scene unfolds, and I'm like, I can already think of several issues that he's gonna have trying to get from his desk to the bathroom with his arms crossed and like trying to not gather people's attention to him because he obviously still exists.
Yeah.
But it was a funny sequence of events. I mean, he was going through it. Also, I was like, damn, if it's this bad for you, no wonder you need the like magic spell practically every day to use the bathroom. Because he seemed like he was just gonna die if he didn't get there right away.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy, he's got, he's got. I don't know. I feel like this is not a long term solution. He cannot do this because like
Well,
they
he's not
only
gonna do it every day.
well he can't
Like
do it
he
every like it only worked this time because the bell happened to ring. Like he was gonna have to uncross his hands at some point if he
yeah,
was gonna
but
take
he
that
learned
move.
his lesson in the end.
Yeah, he learned his lesson that no one cares if you're taking a shit because nobody wants
Yeah,
to deal with it.
that was like the whole point was he did all of that. The bell rang and the other dudes came in, didn't care at all, and he was like, "Oh, I'm the one who's being weird. Never mind. I don't need to do this anymore."
I guess that kind of ruins our laxative plan. We'll have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a one-time lesson.
So
Now he's
if we do bad deeds, right, and then we fix them with magic, like, does it know? Does the wand know? Like, as long as we're
okay.
fix
Counterpoint: if you're the witch, right? For
right,
this scenario, if I do bad deeds, but you don't know that I'm doing the bad deeds, and you fix them, there's no way it would know, right?
right. That's true. Like, you can just go like set a building on fire, and then we can put it out, and then we win. So if we set a whole building on fire, right, and we put out the water, do we get a point for helping all the people in the building, or is it just like we did one good deed, and so we only get 1 point?
That's a good point, actually.
This has never
I
been
still want to
explained.
know.
This has never
I
been
just want to
explained.
know how many people do we got to help.
And if we
They're not going to give us a number. It's easier for them to not. But also,
there's got to be like a baseline to
there's
work with
got
here.
to be like 1,000 people, coincidentally.
And how like big does the help need to be theoretically? Like we help that guy go
I
poo,
mean,
but
Is
could
there
like
a
it have been
document for
that
this? Is
fast?
there like a contract or I don't know, man.
is it
I mean,
just
I
like
guess
is it based on customer satisfaction? Like
I think it is, right? Because it didn't really update for him until he like learned his lesson and was like, thanks for the assist. I got it now. That
yeah.
was when it updated. So I guess some degree of satisfaction, probably.
Yeah, maybe that's why he didn't up when she fucking broke his mug or whatever to fix the window. He wasn't very satisfied with the
It
service.
wasn't a solution.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I like these little I like that this might have been the first time where I actually felt like her spell was more useful than the drawbacks. I mean, they still managed to give us drawbacks that were at least funny, but it was like,
With like
okay,
the
Yeah, those
the
drawbacks aren't really like
PE
the
teacher or whatever.
fault of the
Yeah,
spell. It's like the human limitation of wearing pants and needing to go poo. Like I don't
yeah,
know.
having to cross your hands while you do the spell. Um, but yes, I would agree. The weirder thing to me, I mean, I guess he couldn't just like reactivate it once he took his hands apart, but I felt like he made such a big deal about like having to undo the spell so he could take his pants off and everything. And people started walking in my head, I was like, couldn't he just cross his arms back?
Well, if he
So I guess
crossed his
maybe
arms
that's
back and then I guess the door is locked. I guess. I
yeah.
was gonna
I
say
guess
like
it's
if he
not
was in there
really.
and people were like, no one's in here, fucking opens the door. I guess they wouldn't see him anyway. But like, I guess it's just like personal embarrassment. It's like a
That's
level
true.
of dignity to it.
Plus, he is still like physically there. So even if somehow it was they don't see him at all, which I think they would in that case. Because
Well, I
he
don't
he
know.
had the whole comment
That
about like
I
it
mean,
doesn't erase him being there, but it like makes him a lot harder to notice.
yeah, but
But it,
like
like
he was all like
if you
Nico, for
open up,
example, was just sitting on the bench with them, and they knew she was there, and then she crossed the arms, and they just had no fucking clue anymore. Like I
that's
feel
true.
like
That's
we're
true.
understating the strength of this presence vanishing.
That's true. Um, yeah, it was a good little mini episode.
Well, we still have the third part as well.
And then, well, that's yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you said
the
mini
mini
episode
episode.
that threw me off.
Yes,
We got
the third part,
Cat Girl,
main character.
new
I
main
think I don't know.
character.
She's like,
I, I'm,
She's
I
there's
listed
a
feel like
lot
as
of
I don't know.
her.
listed as a
There's
main
a
on
lot
here.
of her
At
in
least
the
she'll be in the next
opening.
episode. Very yeah.
There's a ton of her in the opening, so I'm just assuming main
Oh
character.
yeah.
Also listed as main character on the website. However,
So is like being stupid like a prerequisite to being a
yes, I
witch? Like
I was gonna say
Yeah.
I feel like
They're all
she
flawed
might
in some way, but that's
also
it.
be stupid,
you,
although she hasn't had like a like the Nico type stupid moments, but also
Yeah, not to that
definitely
extent, but
all
like certainly
diff.
not the brightest bulb.
It just made me laugh because I was like, "Oh, we have another one. Oh no." Um, the whole like her scouting him thing was a tiny bit confusing. Not in like any particular way. It was just kind of like, okay, so he's like well known? Question mark.
Apparently, because like
To,
he had
to
like the ogre stuff at like a young age. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess among like I don't know what the fucking grapevine is like in this world. I imagine his father is probably in contact with other people, and then
yeah, that's true.
it's probably slipped in that capacity.
So yeah, and I mean, I guess it's fun to have like the eventual what'll be conflict between her and Nico will be her obviously wanting to have Mori be her familiar.
Yeah, so like she can turn into a cat. Theoretically, she could be a familiar if you think about it. You never know.
That's what I was thinking first when she was like introduced. I was like,
Yeah, I
okay,
didn't
she's
think
a
she was a
cat. That
witch at
sounds like
first. I'm like, oh, she's like a
She's
yeah, but
one
then
shapeshifter.
person.
eventually.
So it's obviously a conflict of interest, but is there any reason why he couldn't just be both of their familiars? Like this is where the
Oh,
whole
well, true.
establishing if there's like a
Oh,
contract or something matters a lot, right?
I do feel like there's a conflict because he has to be locked in for Nico, right? Because she has a lot of
That's why I say there's
prophecies
a conflict
being
of interest,
yeah.
especially for him. Like
It's like
he
a
wouldn't necessarily want to be because he's got a lot on his plate with Nico. Um,
it's like a difficult time split here.
but like, could he be? Is kind of my point. But then also she made the comment. She was talking about familiars and everything. She made the comment that like familiars that are closer to pets are kind of the in thing right now. And I'm like, okay, well, if you have familiars who are more similar to pets, there's got to be some sort of contract process. Because I mean, it's different with like live thinking people and humans and stuff like that. But if my familiar is a cat, like an actual cat, then like surely I have to have something that binds it to me other than just, oh yeah, this is my familiar.
Yeah. So I wonder, she transform into things that aren't cat? Like she become like a bird if she
Or
wants?
can,
Is she
is
like
her
limited to
only
cat?
spell is her only spell turn into cat? Because it'd be funny. Um,
I feel very limited shape shifting magic. Yeah, I feel
I
like
would assume.
being a cat, right? Like falling asleep turns her back, right? And so only being able to shapeshift into an animal that spends most of its day fucking sleeping feels like an intentional design flaw.
Yeah, but like a lot of their spells so far, it felt like very intentional design
they're all
flaws.
flawed. Yeah,
Um,
but I think that makes it more fun. So I
Well,
don't
you're
know.
not
in the
until
span of
this
in the
like
span of shape shifting, it makes sense.
this kind of like
Like I would,
expands my theory actually that all witches are stupid. All their spells suck, and so like if you
yeah,
think about it, like if the very root of witchdom is that they're all idiots, like theoretically they don't have any good spells in there, and that's why they all have so many drawbacks. It's because a bunch of fucking idiots made them. All
yeah,
right,
I would agree with that.
it's the
That makes sense.
new Gochuucast theory. Every witch in this universe has like a sub 90 IQ. Like it's not well. What's the average IQ? Isn't it like 90, 100, something like that?
100.
Is it
Average IQ.
is it 100? I thought it was like 95 or
Uh,
so.
80 to 89 is. Wait, hold on.
Is
Let
it
me.
really
No
average?
No.
way.
It's not. I think it's 90 to 100. Let's see. Yeah, 90 to 109 is average. 80 to 89 is low average. 70 to 79 is borderline, and 69 and below is you're shocked.
Nice.
Okay. I've taken an IQ test like one time, and I don't really remember what I got. I think it was in the 120s, but
Damn,
I don't
bro's a
remember.
genius.
Yes, I'm a core IQ classification superior, so
Oh,
yeah.
I also have like one time taken an IQ test. I don't remember what the result was. It was also quite a big number, but I also understand nowadays that like
IQ's not that important.
IQ tests mean jack shit. Yeah.
I mean, I don't
The
know.
online ones
Realistically,
are like
as
insane.
long as you're like in the 90 plus range, you're probably fine. Below that
The
is
thing is,
maybe
IQ
when it
tests
holds
are
the water,
just
but
yeah, IQ tests are just testing like one specific way of like brain and thought processing, right?
right,
So it's like, yeah, if someone is getting a 150 on an IQ test, they're like the peak of that particular processing process. But it's not like that inherently makes them more or less intelligent than someone with, like you said, like a 90 or a 100 who's also like good at other things in like ways of thinking too. So,
right.
but I mean, when we were young and people didn't talk about stuff like that, it would have been one of those things where it's just like high IQ number means smart.
Yeah, I just made up IQ numbers. That's how nobody knew any better. So I'd just say it was like 170 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
Like for yourself.
Yeah,
If someone asked your IQ, you'd
just
be
be
like,
telling
yeah,
people. I just be making up a new number every
yeah.
time.
You'd be like, yeah, I actually just got tested again. I was a 166.
Yeah, I was like a 155 last week, but like I just leveled up a little bit.
I was feeling kind of down today
Yeah, it
when
was
I
an
took
off
my
day. It was an
last
off
test,
day.
so I was a 154 only.
Yeah, I only got
Yeah,
7 hours of sleep instead of 8. I had to.
yeah, that can affect performance. So
I can't think of any time that like my IQ has come up enough for me to even have a gag like that. But if that's really something you
no,
did, that's funny.
that was not. I'm
I
joking.
know, but it would be funny if you were just
Yeah,
like, yeah, I was my IQ today's feeling like a 95.
his
Like
emotions. Yeah,
the only time my IQ's literally ever come up was in AP psychology, where we did an IQ test.
that's
Everyone
crazy.
or their IQ or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the online ones are super shit. I remember I actually took like an official one. It was like 4 or something, but I don't remember anything. Like yeah,
For a
but
second, I
like
thought
they
you
had
said
like
you
a
took an official one and
professional come
got
in.
a 4, and I was like, that's pretty impressive. But
Yeah, well,
That is
I
impressive.
only I only got 7 minutes of sleep that day, so
yeah,
it was a super off day.
super off. They only had a 4. Whoops.
No, they had like a professional like psychologist come in and like actually did it at school or some shit. I don't remember. I mean, I obviously don't remember. I was 4 or something, but
What do you think is the lowest IQ test ever scored?
Let's find out.
Like,
like
what
ever,
is the bottom?
just
This
leave the
feels
test blank. I don't
Googleable.
know.
Lowest IQ test score ever recorded. Uh, Believed to be around 40 and 45 points. Okay, you could technically have a 0 apparently, but that's never been recorded literally ever.
Intentionally, I guess.
Yeah. But apparently 40 to 45 is like what's thought to be the lowest recorded. Okay, wait,
Yeah, fair enough.
maybe not. Historically, there have been reports of individuals with the range of 20 to 25. I don't fucking know. I don't care enough to sift. Like, the only information that pops up is, like, fucking Quora threads, which I really don't feel like going through, so. But yeah, anyway. I guess that'll be the end of this episode. If your IQ is above 70, then remember to like this episode. Rate 5 stars, all that good stuff. if you are on audio only and like go to the YouTube side of things, then Is the Order an Anime Podcast? Can't possibly miss us. YouTube to audio only. Same thing, Is the Order an Anime Podcast? We are the only one. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. EST without fail, except for when we do, there will be a new episode out for you to enjoy. Next week, 3-year anniversary. Don't expect anything too special. We wasted all. We didn't even do anything special for the first year anniversary. I don't think either. It's really just the second one that
No.
we went
yeah.
had the super banger. But anyway, we'll see. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you in another one.